Hello, this is the Walt 200. I'm here with another video, and today's video is going to be, I guess, more of a serious topic of where I stand religiously. I'm not too sure how it's going to go, but I feel like talking about it, and I did say I was going to have more controversial titles and videos on here, so I guess this is one of them. Another one was the debate with Dark Side. If I haven't uploaded on my channel, I haven't had really time. I'll probably rip it and put it on my channel. I have to ask him for permission first. I just don't want to do that. But I'll start when I first started, then why I guess I changed. I guess religions. I guess I have to really explain myself. So I'll start like at the start where I was maybe like 10, maybe 12 years old, and I started going to this Baptist church that was very close by, and I started going there. So I was Christian Baptist, and for the longest time, I would say about 6 to about 8 years, and I was one of those, I guess, hardcore kind of people that just try to, follow the Bible as much as possible and not sin and stuff like that. And I guess when it started to change when I got older, I guess this one that happens a lot with people. I'm not too sure or not, but I kind of, it sounds strange to say this, but I kind of grew up out of it. The more I got mature and the more I started thinking logically and more clear and stuff like that, is when it started to change. I started to question some of the stuff in the Bible, and I didn't agree 100% with it anymore. And that was, like, I guess, the turning point, like the start of the turning point, and when and now I guess fast forward to today, and I saw so many, you see so much stuff, me personally, you see, like, all these terrorist attacks and murders and just all this, crazy shit going on in the world, and you start questioning, your religious beliefs, and I guess, like, when it really came down to it, is like I saw other, like, Christians and so-called quote unquote, let's call them quote unquote Christians, that they say they try to follow the Bible and they say they love God, but they do, like, really malicious things to each other. I saw, like, huge hypocrite side of a lot of Christians, quote unquote Christians, and that really bothered me. Like, they would use prayer in a malicious fashion and stuff like that. It's just like, me personally seeing this, I was like, what the heck? This is not what you use prayer for. This is not what you you say you love God, but you're using this prayer for malicious things. And I also saw this article on my Facebook talking about how Hugh Hefner had he didn't lead a good life simply because he was into porn, and porn is sinful. If that's true, we don't all lead good lives. And I really don't like, because it singled Hugh Hefner out of, well, he didn't live a good life because he was a sinner, basically, and, well, we all sin, so he's not the only one. Why would they just try to single him out like that? It was pretty I guess, underhanded in a way. And it's just like they, like, angle shoot those kind of things. Like, that's like complete bullshit to just do that. Like, what? That's the hypocrisy, I guess, that comes out. Like, why would these so-called people who love God single someone out for their sinful acts to, I guess, get this higher higher moral standing? Like, oh, I believe in God, I try to do the Bible, follow the Bible as much as possible. We all sin. It even says in the Bible that we all sin. We fall them short of the glory of God. So what the fuck? Like, this is what really had me really change my mind about the whole being a Christian and stuff like that came to be. Where I am now, I guess, is like I'm not atheist. I had to look up some of these terms because I'm not really that religious anymore. I guess I stand in deism. Like, I believe there is a God, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the one in what the Bible depicts. You know, I do believe a higher being that created the earth, stuff like this, like a universe and stuff like that. I don't really believe in the Big Bang theory because that really doesn't make sense to me. Like, this big explosion, this happenstance, created out of pretty much nowhere because no one's could really prove where it came from, and it created this perfect everything basically. You know, the earth is perfectly the distance between the sun and earth to make oxygen and all life and water, stuff like that. It's just way too coincidental to say 100% that Big Bang, evolution, and here we are today. I don't really believe in that. I don't really believe everything just existed either. Like, oh, you know, animals were created, the 7-day thing. Like, I do believe like a godly being had some intervention in this. Like, maybe there was like a combination of, you know, creation and evolution, like, combined. I don't believe 100% like we came from monkeys and apes and whatever you want to believe with that. I always try to keep an open mind. Like, I don't want to close my mind and say, oh, 100% atheist. And when you shut your mind out like that, I try to be open, as honest as possible. I know I'm rambling here a bit, but I'm trying to explain. And I didn't really do a script or anything because I didn't know how to word it. But anyway, sorry about that. I don't believe the 100% the evolution and all that stuff, because if you shut your mind off from, you know, the possibilities of everything, then I think you're kind of like in a sheep mentality or like a cult status kind of a thing. And I try to avoid that because I don't want to have a closed mind per se, you know. I always try to be the most unbiased and try to be the most open-minded as possible. I know that's really hard to do and pretty much impossible to do, but you're always going to have some kind of bias towards something no matter what it is. But I try to keep the most open mind as possible of, yeah, there might be a God, or there might not be a God at all. So that's kind of where I stand, is I do believe in a higher being, but not necessarily in the Bible. Thank you for listening. Rate, comment, subscribe.